This episode is brought to you by Google Gemini. With the Gemini app, you can talk live and have a real-time conversation with an AI assistant. It's great for all kinds of things, like if you want to practice for an upcoming interview, ask for advice on things to do in a new city, or brainstorm creative ideas. And by the way, this script was actually read by Gemini. Download the Gemini app for iOS and Android today. Must be 18 plus to use Gemini Live.
What if you could hear your favorite song for the first time again? Introducing the all-new, reimagined Nissan Kicks. With an available Bose Personal Plus sound system that uses speakers in the headrest to create a 360-degree listening experience. You've never heard anything like this. Reimagine your music and your drive. Experience the all-new, reimagined Nissan Kicks for yourself at nissanusa.com today.
Available feature. Bose is a registered trademark of the Bose Corporation.
This is Optimal Relationships Daily. 5 Relationship Resolutions for the New Year by Dr. Sadie Leder-Elder of loves.com. It's that time of year again. Everyone I know is joining a gym, beginning a diet, and trying to start anew for the new year. This year, I've decided to do things a little differently. Instead of my typical New Year's resolutions, which focus on work and personal goals, I'm writing relationship resolutions. Here are a few relationship-enhancing behaviors that I'm going to work on in the coming weeks and months. Feel free to join me if you'd like to make your romantic relationship a happier, healthy union. Number 1. Be more positive. There are a host of reasons why positivity beats out negativity. Not only is positivity more attractive than pessimism or cynicism, it's also a winning strategy for navigating relationship conflict. Interestingly, relationship researchers found that people are particularly sensitive to negative feedback, and that couples who engage in a 5-to-1 ratio of positive to negative comments are more likely to stay together. I take this to mean that a little negativity goes a long way, and sometimes even an unintentional slight or criticism can have a powerful impact. I vow to try to be more positive generally, but particularly when things get heated. Number 2. Schedule time for my relationship. Good things don't just happen, and that is true even when it comes to good relationships. Just like losing the holiday 15, if you want success, you need a plan. Given that there are only 24 hours in a day, how many can you dedicate to making your relationship better? Can you devote 1 hour a day where you aren't working, watching TV, or dealing with life's many responsibilities? I resolve to try and set aside time each day to be present in my relationship. Number 3. Find fun stuff for my husband and I to do together. Relationship scientists have shown that couples who play together stay together. That might sound silly, but it's true. Participating in fun and exciting play with your partner can actually increase relationship satisfaction. This year, I'm going to press pause on our Netflixing and find some ways to harness our childlike spirits. Number 4. Be less demanding. Psychologists believe that relationship satisfaction is directly linked to our expectations. The more a relationship exceeds what we had hoped for, the happier we are. The interesting and sometimes problematic thing about expectations is that they change. For instance, when you met your partner, you may have been thrilled by how great he or she was. However, as time went on, you may have gotten used to this status quo of awesomeness. Your expectations rose and you were not as thrilled by the same amazing behavior. Should you, like me, have a really wonderful partner, but perhaps have grown accustomed to all that he or she does for you, you may want to consider asking yourself if your expectations have reached fairy tale proportions. I vow not to take my partner for granted and to try to remember how lucky I am to be with such a loving individual. Number 5. Communicate more effectively. This one may be easier said than done, pardon my pun, but it may be the key to a successful relationship. Conflicts arise when people lack effective communication skills, and the thing I'm the worst at is listening. I'm guilty of thinking about what I'm going to say while the other person is talking rather than truly absorbing their point, and I admit that during a difficult conversation, I spend more time defending myself or correcting my partner than validating his opinions. Relationship therapists use a structured form of communication that feels almost too forced and formulaic for me to explain, but the takeaway is that only one partner should express his or her feelings at a time. Couples should work together to ensure that what one partner says is being heard correctly by the other. Then, and only then, should the other partner try to explain his or her side of things. This year, I will try to listen before I speak and respond to what my partner is actually saying rather than to what I think I heard him say. The Power of Interpersonal Touch, also by Dr. Sadie Leder-Elder of loves.com. All right, I confess, you may not be able to tell if a potential partner is a good boyfriend or girlfriend material from the way he or she feels, but you'd be surprised what you can tell from the way they touch. Recent research examining the emotional communication through touch revealed that people are able to identify a host of emotions through tactile stimulation alone. These include positive emotions like happiness, gratitude, sympathy, and love, as well as negative emotions like anger, fear, disgust, and sadness. Perhaps even more surprising is that this isn't just something that happens between relationship partners. Perfect strangers are also capable of communicating emotions via touch. So, should you be in the habit of letting unfamiliar others touch you, odds are you'll be able to clearly perceive their intent. If you're finding this hard to believe, try thinking about the different ways you've been touched. I'm referring to non-sexual touching, so keep your mind out of the gutter. Friends may pat you on the back in celebration. Fellow travelers may poke you with their elbow as you jockey for armrest domination. Teachers may put their hand on your shoulder as a sign of support. And lovers may gently touch the small of your back to convey interest. We use cues like location, pressure, and duration of a touch to help us perceive its intent. And it appears that people are so attuned to haptic, i.e. skin, stimulation, that we can identify a repertoire of feelings ranging from distress to elation, without much conscious thought. Researchers have extended this work to examine whether romantic partners have an advantage in communicating emotions through touch. What they found was that there is little difference in the ability of partners and strangers to communicate emotions like those listed above. However, intimate partners can detect emotions like envy and pride through touch that strangers are not able to perceive. Although results did not definitively explain this discrepancy, researchers believe that these emotional states are more difficult to discern because they are self-focused. That is, they are derived from one's internal or personal standards. Close relationship partners may be more adept at picking up on these subtle, fine-grained cues as a result of their greater experience, knowledge, and understanding of the individual. Looking for a reason to touch your partner more? Beyond the enhanced emotional communication, researchers have also found that touching leads to greater closeness as well as enhanced well-being. In fact, just holding hands with a loved one can reduce stress responses, and regular touching can lower blood pressure and increase oxytocin, a hormone that promotes pair bonding. I guess there are only a handful of lucky ladies who know whether or not Ryan Gosling makes good boyfriend material, but if you're fortunate enough to be touched by him, you may very well be able to feel the love. Or fear, depending on how much of a superfan/stalker you are. You just listened to the posts titled 5 Relationship Resolutions for the New Year and The Power of Interpersonal Touch, both by Dr. Sadie Leder-Elder of loves.com.
This year, Santa's bringing the power of Energizer into his workshop.
Whoa, the Energizer Bunny's got so much power.
Wait, he's powered up all the toys. I think that means we're done for the year.
I love this bunny.
He's the hardest working helper the North Pole has ever seen. And he wants all your gifts to have the power of the #1 longest lasting AA battery. So this holiday season, stock up on Santa's and the elves' favorite battery, Energizer Ultimate Lithium.
The #1 selling product of its kind with over 20 years of research and innovation. Botox Cosmetic, out botulinum toxin A, is a prescription medicine used to temporarily make moderate to severe frown lines, crow's feet, and forehead lines look better in adults.
Effects of Botox Cosmetic may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness may be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Don't receive Botox Cosmetic if you have a skin infection. Side effects may include allergic reactions, injection site pain, headache, eyebrow and eyelid drooping, and eyelid swelling. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Tell your doctor about medical history, muscle or nerve conditions including ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects. For full safety information, visit BotoxCosmetic.com or call 877-351-0300.
See for yourself at BotoxCosmetic.com.
This episode is brought to you by Allstate. Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first, like you know to check the date of the big game first before you accidentally buy tickets on your 20th wedding anniversary. and have to spend the next 20 years of your marriage making up for it. Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Northbrook, Illinois.
Great stuff today. Thanks so much to Dr. Sadie. My love language is most definitely physical touch, so it is admittedly reassuring for me to hear that it's actually doing some good and not just annoying all of my friends, family, and ex-girlfriends. I also love what she had to say about managing expectations in her first article. It might not be what we want to hear, but the truth is that all relationships get stale to a certain extent, so taking steps like scheduling time together, being purposeful with that time, as Sadie also mentioned, these are all great ways of not only enhancing the relationship, but just proving to our partners that we care. I am off for now, though, friends. Thank you so much for listening today, and I will be back with you tomorrow for another insightful episode where your optimal life awaits.